In this video, we are looking at questions where we have triangles inside circles. So questions where there's a triangle inside a circle. This first question, we have 3 points, A, B, and C, that lie on a circle. So we've got a circle, and we've got 3 points on the circle. And we need to show that AB is a diameter. So AB is a diameter of this circle. We can use a circle theorem to show it's a diameter, because when we have an angle in a semicircle, an angle that comes from a diameter, it is a right angle. It's a 90-degree angle. So if we can show that angle ACB is a right angle, a 90-degree angle, then that means AB has to be a diameter. There are two ways we can answer this. We can either show that AC and BC are perpendicular lines. So AC and BC are perpendicular. That means they meet at a 90-degree angle. Or we could show that Pythagoras applies. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So AC squared plus BC squared equals AB squared. Either one of those methods would work. As long as we show we've got a 90-degree angle, we have shown we've got a diameter. Let's use Pythagoras. So we want to work out AC, BC, and AB, working out the lengths. And to work out a length, we use Pythagoras. So if we work out AB, so the length AB, so between the x coordinates, -2 to 8 is 10, so 10 squared. Between the y coordinates, 5 to 11 is 6. 10 squared plus 6 squared equals AB squared. So 100 plus 36 is AB squared. So I'll just write AB squared is 136. A to C. -2 to 6 is 8. 8 squared. 5 to 3 is 2, plus 2 squared equals AC squared. 64 and 4 is 68. So AC squared is 68. The other one is BC. So from B to C, the change in the x is 2, so it's 2 squared. The change in the y is 8, plus 8 squared equals BC squared. So BC squared is also 68. So it's a diameter if AC squared plus BC squared equals AB squared. And it does, because 68 plus 68 does equal 136. Therefore, it's a right angle triangle. Therefore, a diameter. Find the equation of the circle for part B. If AB is a diameter, that means the midpoint of AB is the center of the circle. So to find the midpoint, add up the x's and half them, and add up the y's and half them. So that is 3, 8. So the midpoint of AB, the center of the circle, is at 3, 8. We can now write the equation of the circle. That's x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals the radius squared. So x minus 3 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals the radius squared. To find r squared, we can just substitute in any of the points A, B, or C. They all lie on the circle. I'm going to use C. So 6 and 3. So 6 minus 3 squared plus 3 minus 8 squared equals r squared. So 3 squared is 9. 5 squared or -5 squared is 25. So r squared is 34. So we can just write the equation of the circle now. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 34. We can check our answer by checking this equation works for the other 2 points on the circle. So let's check for B. So 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 squared is 25. 11 minus 8 is 3. 3 squared is 9 again. 25 and 9 make 34. And if we use A, again, we'll get 5 squared and 3 squared, which is 34. One for you to try. So again, we've got points A, B, and C on a circle. We need to show that AB, again, is a diameter. So to show it's a diameter, we have to show that it makes angle ACB makes a right angle, makes a 90-degree angle. We can either use Pythagoras or we can use perpendicular lines. So just to be different, I'll use perpendicular lines. So for A to C, the gradient of A to C, let's do x1, y1, x2, y2. So the gradient is the change in the y's. That'd be 3 take away 9 over the change in x's, negative 4 minus 6, so plus 6. That's negative 6 over 2. That's a gradient of negative 3. For B to C, I'll do x1, y1, x2, y2. So the gradient is the change in the y's. 3 take away 7 over the change in the x's. Negative 4 take away 8. That's negative 4 over negative 12. Negative 4 over negative 12, which is 1/3. So they are perpendicular lines. One is the negative reciprocal of the other one, which means they multiply to make negative 1. Therefore, it makes a 90-degree angle, and therefore, it's a diameter. Part B, find the equation of the circle. So we know the diameter. The center is at the midpoint. So the middle of negative 6 and 8 is 1. The middle of 9 and 7 is 8. So it's x minus 1 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals the radius squared. And then we can substitute any of the points that lie on the circle, so A, B, or C, to find R. I'll use B. So I've got 8 minus 1 squared plus 7 minus 8 squared equals R squared. That would be 49 and 1. So R squared is 50. And the equation is x minus 1 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 50. And again, we can check with another point. So check with A. Negative 6 take away 1 is negative 7. Negative 7 squared is 49. 9 take away 8 is 1. 49 and 1 make 50. Here we have a different question. This time we've got 3 points on a circle, A, B, and C. It's not a right angle triangle this time. It's just 3 points on the circle. So just a non-right angle triangle inside a circle. And we're asked to find the equation of the circle. We can do this because any chord, the perpendicular bisector of any chord, goes through the center of the circle. So the perpendicular bisector of AB will go through the center of the circle, and the perpendicular bisector of AC will also go through the center of the circle. So where those two lines meet will be the center. So we can find the perpendicular bisector of one line, the perpendicular bisector of the other line, one of the other lines, solve them simultaneously to find their intersection, which will be the center, and then we can go to the equation of the circle using the center. So let's just go for perpendicular bisectors. Let's have AB. So we need the midpoint of AB. Halfway between 1 and 3 is 2. Halfway between 8 and 4 will be 6. So we've got 2, 6 as the midpoint. Let's work out the gradient of AB. And then it'll be the negative reciprocal of that will be the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. So y2 minus y1, 4 minus 8 over x2 minus x1, 3 minus 1. So negative 4 over 2 is negative 2. So the perpendicular gradient, the negative reciprocal of 2 is 1/2. So the equation of the green line, the perpendicular bisector of AB, is m times x minus x1, which is 2, using the midpoint, equals y minus y1, y minus 6. I'll leave it as that for now. And then we'll go on to the perpendicular bisector of AC, x1, y1, x2, y2. So for AC, what's the midpoint? Between 1 and negative 3, that's negative 1. Between 8 and 10 is 9. And the gradient, the change in y over the change in x, 10 minus 8 over negative 3 minus 1. That's 2 over negative 4 minus 1/2. So the perpendicular gradient is 2. So we've got m times x minus x1, x minus minus 1 equals y minus y1. So we've got two lines. We've got the purple line and the green line. And we know that where they intersect, they both go through the center of the circle. So their intersection must be at the center of the circle. So if we solve these, we can find the center of the circle. So let's make them both y equals, and then make them equal to each other. So plus 6 to both sides. So we have half, I'll expand the bracket as well, so half x minus 1 plus 6 equals y, and 2x plus 2 plus 9 equals y for the other one. So they're both equal to y, so we can make them equal to each other. So we've got half an x plus 5 equals 2x's plus 11. Let's double everything before we carry on. So x plus 10 equals 4x plus 22. Take away x from both sides. Take away 22 from both sides. X is negative 4. When x is negative 4, what is y? Let's use this one. So 2 negative 4s are negative 8. Plus 11 is 3. So y is 3. So check that for the other one. 2 times -4 plus 1, 2 negative 3's, -6 equals 3 take away 9. So the center is at -4, 3. So we have x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals the radius squared. And then any point on the circle we can use. So let's use 1/8. So 1 plus 4 squared plus 8 take away 3 squared is the radius squared. 2 25s are 50. So we've got x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 50. And we could check that it works for the other point. So 3, 4 will be 7 squared plus 1 squared, which is 50. -3, 10 will be 1 squared and 7 squared, which is 50. One for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. So again, 3 points on a circle. And we need to find the equation of the circle. So if we find the perpendicular bisectors of any of the lines, so it doesn't matter which lines you pick. If you did AC and BC, you'd get the two perpendicular bisectors. Their intersection will be at the center of the circle, and then from there we can just write down the equation in the form x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals the radius squared. So let's just do AC, x1, y1, x2, y2. So to find the perpendicular bisector, we need the midpoint, which is going to be at 1, 6. Halfway between the x's, halfway between the y's. And we need the gradient. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is 2/8 or 1/4. So the perpendicular gradient will be -4. So it's -4 times x minus x1 equals y minus y1. And that's the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AC. For BC, we'll have x1, y1, x2, y2. The midpoint will be at -1/2. 4 and 7, that's 3/2. And 1.5, 3/2. That's the midpoint. The gradient is y2 minus y1, 7 minus -4 over x2 minus x1, 5 minus -6, which is 11 over 11, which is 1. The perpendicular gradient, the negative reciprocal, -1. So -1 times x minus 1/2, so x plus 1/2 equals y minus y1. So we've got two equations. If we solve them simultaneously, we can find the center. So let's make them x equals or y equals. So for the first one, expand the bracket, -4x plus 4 equals y minus 6 plus 6 to both sides. So y is -4x plus 10. And the second one, we've got -x minus 1/2 equals y minus 3/2. add 1.5 to both sides. So y is negative x plus 1. Make them equal to each other. Negative 4x plus 10 equals negative x plus 1 plus 4x. Take away 1. Divide by 3. X is 3. When x is 3, y is negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2. So we have x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals the radius squared. And then we use any of the points on the circle. So let's use 5, 7. So 5 take away 3 squared plus 7 plus 2 squared is the radius squared. So that's 4 and 81. R squared is 85. So the equation of the circle, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 85. And again, we can check it works for the other points. So negative 3 minus 3 is 6, so 6 squared. 5 plus 2 squared is 7. 6 squared and 7 squared. 36 and 49 make 85.